One. Welcome to the PTA Real Estate Podcast. I'm your host, John Caladri. I'm very excited to introduce Xenia. She's our first international guest. She's coming all the way from Dubai. Xenia, good morning or good afternoon for you. How are you doing today?
For us, it's already good afternoon. Yeah. Nice meeting you, John, and thank you so much for inviting for the podcast.
No, I'm very excited to have you on here, especially with the time difference. It's 2 p.m. for you, 6 a.m.
Right.
here. So that's the PTA difference. So Xenia, thank you so much for coming on. Can you just give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Well, basically, I'm Russian. I came from Siberia almost 19 years ago to United Arab Emirates. I started with hospitality, but then basically, by chance, you can say I entered a real estate company, which turned into a developer eventually. And then gradually from the marketing department, I moved to sales. And since then, I was just not obsessed, but I felt like this is something that I was born for. I'm really enjoying doing the real estate. As you see, it's 19 years, so obviously it's something that even we were a lot thinking about that during pandemic. If we could actually, as real estate agents, can change to something else, but I think we cannot anymore. It's totally impossible. So yes, since that time, I was doing different types of real estate, residential, commercials, working for developers and real estate company. At the moment, of course, I'm having a portfolio of my long-term customers that I work mostly with. So we buy, we sell, we make some money for them. This is kind of basically the day-to-day thing.
So how does it work over in the UAE for the realtors? Because in America, it's very kind of cut and dry. You have a buyer, you have a seller, and a realtor. Is it like that in UAE, or what's kind of your guys' process over there for purchasing our home, purchasing or selling a property?
You would prefer to have an agent because the varieties of real estate in Dubai is really a lot. We have very heavy at this point a secondary market, and even heavier the off-plan market. Off-plan, if somebody doesn't know, it's a property which is under construction, where you have a payment plan where you only put like 25%, and then within 2 to 3 years, while the property is being under construction, you're paying those installments without bank involved. So that attracts a lot of international investors. As you know, Dubai is becoming really a trend right now because also the rents are quite high. So people coming to invest to actually rent out the property later on and to gain a good income, which is from, you can say, 8 to 10% ROI per year. And speaking of involvement of agents, yeah, you got to be quite skilled, and the buyer would be definitely confused without professional agent to try to choose the best property because, as you know, location, location, location. If you don't know where exactly to put the money, then it wouldn't be the right investment, and obviously you might get stuck with something which gonna get, let's say, slower returns. There is no way that it wouldn't give, but it could just, some places would make it really amazing, like double, triple over 2 to 3 years, but some of them could take, much a longer time.
Do you guys have the same boom and bust cycle over there with real estate as we do in America, or is it more steady?
It had its up and down. We had like three crises during the last 20 years because the country is relatively new, as you know. So, of course, we yet to experience what the mature markets are going through. However, the UAE had amazing power of take the country out of the crises within a very short period of time, which gave a huge confidence at this point for people to invest further. And yes, we did during the crisis. You would say up to 20 to 30% the prices went down, and during pandemic, for example, there were like people who made really amazing money by buying during that time at a very low price and actually selling it triple, even four times, even more than that afterwards. So yes, we do experience all the same things. The only thing that maybe the factors within UAE are a little bit different than maybe somewhere else, because we heavily depend on the flow of expats coming to the country. As a local population is quite, you can say, small, up to 1.5 to 2 million people, and the rest are all expats, which you can talk about 6 to 7 to 8 million, and it's growing basically daily.
Oh wow, I didn't know it was that many expats. How is it like? Because you know firsthand of all the people that are kind of moving to Dubai. It's kind of the new hotspot of the world right now. Can you tell us like has there any been changes that you've noticed, or is everything kind of more status quo?
You mean changes in terms of welcoming people more, or
Just
easy as, yeah.
is it like harder to get a deal done? Are you seeing more people interested in real estate? How does that kind of affect your sector, the influx of people?
Well, since the different situations, political situations around the world, we've got a very massive flow of Europeans coming into Dubai. Russians were there since the beginning. Indians were there, and British were there since the beginning. Beginning, I mean, when the country introduced the freehold law, meaning that you can inherit the property. That was from 2001 or 2005, if I'm not mistaken. And since that time, anybody can actually buy. Any expats can own the property and inherit that to whoever they want to. So that's really, drove people into the country. That's the first thing. And second, the number one thing in Dubai is the safety. Like, you literally have the lowest crime rate in the world, and you can walk here anywhere, anytime. Nothing's gonna happen to you. It's very secured. We've got everywhere full control within cameras, and all the type of security system that's working, because we have more than 200 nationalities. Imagine in the same spot. So speaking about the real estate, as expat is buying, it's very easy, especially if it comes to off plan. You literally need your passport copy. You just give the passport copy to the developer. They register it under your name. They make the they call it a code, is a title deed, which is for off-plan property. And then you basically wait for 1-2 years, you pay your installments, and then you get the title deed. And that's it. That basically you're the owner of the property. And it's the easiest process that you can ever find. A lot of people nowadays are doing remote purchases, because Dubai has been so well marketed right now, and so you can say already trustworthy in terms of the processes. It's very digitalized and very, like really advanced in terms of technology. So people trust. And then again, when it comes to secondary market, yes, it's a bit different. You would need to have a bank account and a resident visa. But that's really the matter of a month that you can do it, if you really know, like if you're coming to work, or if you want to, there are different variations. So we wouldn't have time to explain all of that over the podcast, but it's quite easy to obtain that. And afterwards, you can look at the ready property as well. In that case, you would pay a full amount upfront, if it's not directly from developer, if it's from, like a secondary market. And then that's it. You're the owner of the property. It's really, really simple the way they've done it. And that's why it does attract a lot of investors at this point of time.
Yeah, that's crazy that all you need is a photo, a copy of your passport. Because
You don't even need the lawyer. So funny, we have a lot of British people coming and asking, like there won't be any lawyer involved in that. We're like, no, for what?
that's
Here's the
crazy.
property. That's it.
In America, you
Yeah.
need two forms of ID just to open a bank account. Because I'm a banker by trade in America,
Mhm.
and you need two forms of ID just to open up a regular checking account. And you could go to as an expat, the UAE, just to with a passport. That's crazy. We need to adopt some of those philosophies for sure.
And we didn't even start with the income and return on investment. I mean, if I start talking about that, you guys are gonna love it.
No, I would love for you to dive into that, just because, like, from my point of view, like Dubai is the new in America is the new promised land, where that's where like the streets are paved with gold. I feel like that's the word on the street with that. So yeah, any information you'd like to divulge, I would really appreciate, especially because, how does your guys' loan works? Because is it 30-year fixed with a set interest rate, or how do interest rates work over in Dubai, and what's like the usual term of a loan? Because in America we have really two options: a 30-year fixed, where it's 30 years, you get a certain percentage rate for the entire time; 30-year
Mhm.
variable rate, where it fluctuates on prime; or 15-year fixed and variable, where instead of having 30 years as the term, it's just 15 years. Those are kind of our two standard loans. What are kind of like the standard loans over in Dubai?
Well, for the loan and mortgage for the property, it's recommended to be the resident, because most probably if you're expat, because then it has to be checked from which country you are, because not every country will be supported in terms of loan. Because again, like what kind of documentation you can provide and how the bank will approve that. So let's talk about the ones who are already having a resident visa. Usually it's 2 years. You can take visa if you are working here, if you're a business owner, or basically any kind of, there is a variations of different types of visas. So you would need to have at least 2 years bank account being functional with an average of 15 to 20,000 dirhams coming to you a month. And in this case, you can apply for a mortgage for a property. Usually it's 5 years fixed, and then it can go. So some people actually move from one bank to another bank after 5 years. But don't tell anyone. so, so there are variations, and yes, it's up to 7 to 8% interest.
Okay.
And you can take up to 25, I think 30 years you can take as well. To be honest, I don't know if because we have really kind of cash people living around here, like we don't really work much with mortgages. Just recently, maybe last couple of years, it started to be more popular. But generally, people love to pay cash here. They like to do the off-plan properties because it's just a couple of years and you don't get involved with interest rates.
Wow.
And then your property is basically new, it's advanced. Every developer is in competition with each other to actually make the best and amazing layouts, amazing high-tech new involvement in within the structure of the building, smart homes, all of those things. Right now, also we have fully furnished apartments being very popular, meaning that you're buying and already the whole setup is there. It's perfect for owners because once they enter, they can just rent it out literally the same day after they receive the keys. So yeah, I mean, we can't say that mortgages are super popular in Dubai. I mean, people take it. It's more of a for families who have like many kids, and they usually take villas for that purpose because they need bigger space for the family. But usually it used to be 4, then it's gradually grown over the time. Now it's up to 8. So it's very manageable. If you live here, it's quite good. If you have a good job, you can get quite good house, you know, with that kind of flow rate, in my opinion.
You know, those numbers sound very intriguing. And you said a lot of people purchase cash. So, like, who, like, as a realtor over in Dubai, what is your like kind of day to day? How do you guys get customers? Because over in America, we have something called the MLS, where if you're trying to sell a home, all the realtors just kind of add it onto one portal, and we go from there. But what do you do, like customer reach out? How do people get in touch with you as a realtor over in Dubai?
Of course, real estate companies make huge advertisement. We do mainly online marketing through the social media, Instagram. Instagram is everything in Dubai, to be honest. We are one of those who are just, if you are a real estate agent and you don't have Instagram, consider you're not a real estate agent. Okay? That's how it works. That's one thing. Second, of course, we have really high-skilled IT people working here, coming from different parts of the world, trying to hack the systems of where they can actually put forward the advertisement. We have very heavy tourism here as well. So we do collaborate ourselves with tour guides, with people in business, like lawyers, like bankers. We have very good and strong referral fees, which we share, you know, generously with them, and they generously share with us the clients who are interested or potentially interested. So it's really multiple ways, but I would say still works the old school, like the referrals and recommendations that are amazing because since last 2 years, as you know, because of the conflicts between a few countries, the flow of Russians and other, you know, CIS countries had flown in Dubai. And they all, whoever didn't have a skill or a job or anything, they just started to be real estate agents because of the language, speaking Russian. So you can say that the number of agents is just zillions right now. At this point, you wouldn't know who's good, who's bad, who's experienced, who's not. So people try to work through referrals, and that's what I enjoy doing because I don't need to prove like, okay, that I'm 20 years on the market and all of that, right? I'm just like, my name is enough for people to understand that I've done a good job before, and they trust through the people. But generally, also, because there are a lot of businesses and trading companies in Dubai as well, those people who just establishing their businesses here, the second question is where to buy property. And because we have all this also partners who are working in the field of establishing businesses in Dubai, we all again have that network where they always share with us somebody who is interested to buy something and to rent, even to invest mostly. Of course, Dubai is first of all the investment place.
To become a realtor over in Dubai, do you have to take a standardized written test? Because in America, to become a real estate agent, you have to take a test. I think it takes like an hour or two to take. It's kind of some people pass the first time, some people take 3 times to
Yeah,
pass.
yeah, absolutely the same. We have something called RERA, Real Estate Regulation Authority, and they usually, yeah, it used to be 3 days in my times when I started with 3 days training, but now, of course, like 2 hours. Quite difficult questions though, related to the market, very far away from reality, but still we have to pass it.
I love how your guys is far from reality too. So government in America and
I
Dubai.
mean, rules are rules, life is
Yeah,
life, you know that.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's quite simple, but because there are so many new communities getting built, the first thing for the new real estate agent in Dubai is just to walk around, drive around, understand the roads, the city, the communities, the concept of every developer, like who would be the people who would be going for this or this or this or this, because we try to actually push agents for focusing on specific areas. It used to be all over the place before, but now, because we have really a huge flow of agents coming and people seeing how much money is being done in real estate, they all want to be there, especially in Dubai. So yeah, we're just trying to make it focused, direct, customer oriented, at least from our side, because I believe in a long-term relationship with clients and the quality of service.
No, I completely agree. Especially you've been on the market for 20 years, so it proves that your methods are certainly working. Um, what?
Thank you.
So you said you did commercial. You've kind of been all over. What is your favorite? Can you go into like one of your favorite deals you ever done? Just whatever details you can provide.
I would say always the favorite deals. I can recall one where it was double within 2 to 3 years, the amount of money that my clients did. It was a sea front property, which quite unique on a little island just near the coast. And at the point where they were building, they bought it for 1.5. At this point, this property 3.2.
Wow.
That's in dirhams. That, yeah, I mean, if you calculate. Yeah, starting of, like, you can generally say $500,000, and now it's 1.1 almost million. That's within a few years, and it's a beautiful community, beautiful properties, to the extent that the owners, they wanted to purely buy it for investment, but now they look at it and they want to live inside. So for me as an agent, there's a big satisfaction, to be honest. The money is there, the aesthetics are there, the holiday thing. So they have so many options right now. They can either resell it, either I can give it on a short-term rental because it's beautiful seafront, either rent it on a long-term, which a lot of people also in Dubai, especially coming from cold countries, they would love to live near the beach, where there is a private beach for that specific community. So when you look at their eyes and you see how happy they are about the choices that they made, I mean, I feel like great that I have recommended this property. And also we actually furnished it afterwards, made some kind of, this holiday vibe style furniture in it. And it's literally like absolutely flattering. So those type of things. And of course, the easier deal, I love to work remotely when people already know me and they buy second, third, fourth time. They just call me and they say, okay, what's new? What's the new stuff is happening? I say, okay, this is good. So afterwards, when they complete that, so I basically go myself to developer. I pick the best unit because I already trust them in the choice, because I really look at it as if I would buy myself, in terms of views, in terms of floors, knowing the whole infrastructure of the new community. You would need to really figure out, and that's the skill of an agent, to be able to get into the customer's shoes, to understand, like, it's not even their preferences as much, but because we work with investment, we want to make sure which unit will generate the maximum amount. And then, because we are the ones who's going to rent it again and resell it afterwards. So it's our full responsibility to make sure that they're happy, they're rich, and us, obviously, as a default.
I just got one last question for you. If
Sure.
you were, because you said there's a lot of new agents coming in to Dubai and you've been on the market for a while and you're very experienced, what would be your advice for someone's breaking into real estate, either in Dubai or in America? Like, what are some of the things that you did that led to your success and longevity?
Look, I always even say to my team, it's the love, of course. Love rules everywhere. Love to be nice to people, loving people in general, loving communication, diving deep into the preferences of the people that want that service from you. Making yourself professional means the information and the specifications and details of every single thing has to be learned. It's not just like, let's do this, like never look at the relationship with people as a short term, because world is so small. Dubai is very small. One mistake of one agent, trust me, can put them out of the market and blacklist them within our community in a split second. Because if somebody had lied to someone or you know what I mean, sometimes you collaborate with agents, and if somebody has a dodgy, let's say, attitude and behavior, this person is not going to last for even like a minute in this market. You have to be caring about your reputation from beginning, but also enjoy the process. A lot of agents, what I see, whoever comes new, they love just the idea of, okay, I'm going to get this huge commission, and that's it. That's where they look at. But what I would recommend, like in anything else, look at the process. When you're driving with a client, extract maximum from that communication and give maximum to the people that they can enjoy your company as well. And trust me, those clients, they will be your friends forever, and those long-term relationship will save you at the spot when there is I don't know, like market gets low, or these people just come in some unknown moments, and they really they are more than clients. I give you one example. I had a client from US, and at some point when I traveled to California, we went to the wrong directions. We booked the wrong hotel. So she literally, because we didn't know we just got lost kind of. So she just rebooked everything. She called, though she was in Boston and we were in California. She managed to kind of sort everything out for us. And to be honest, like that's what I would of course do if she comes to Dubai. I'm with them 24/7 to make sure that, and we have that bond with clients. And to be honest, this is the most beautiful part of our job, to have that type of relationship. So for new agents, always think of process, always think of long term. This is the two advices. And by the way, not everybody meant to be real estate agents. And if it doesn't work in the beginning, don't force yourself. There is a lot of other jobs. It has to be a destiny, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree with that. Xenia, thank you so much for your time. Do you have anything else you'd like to add? You want to shout out your socials or anything like that?
Yeah, you can always, if there is any information that is required, you can reach out my Instagram, Xenia Homes. We can share it later on when we are putting it out. Again, if you're coming to Dubai, you can also text me if you have any questions. Whatever Dubai related real estate or whatever lifestyle things, maybe visiting some spots, I'll be always happy to accommodate any requests like that. So wish everyone amazing day, and yeah, see you hopefully soon.
Yes. Thank you everyone for listening. Have a great day. God bless. Thank you so much.